It's a mess washing clothes in this old washing machine. How I wish we had a new one. I also forgot that Puta needs a laptop for his schoolwork. It's been some time since we went shopping.
It's now zero.
What? Is everything over?
No. When you buy with the People's Credit Card, the interest is zero.
Buy anything you please with a People's Credit Card from selected outlets and pay it off within 36 months with zero interest. Offer valid till December 31st at selected outlets. More details at www.peoplesbank.lk.
In a few moments, the news.
Buy anything you please with a People's Credit Card from selected outlets with zero interest.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
"6:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarsingha and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The Prime Minister said the government's budget policies to change the destructive social and economic path during the last 5 years. The opposition leader points out it's not the policy of the opposition to criticize the government policies in foreign countries. Steps have been taken to cover study program to the third term of all school students in the country. Sri Lanka Army raised its newest wing, 15th Drone Regiment of the Sri Lanka Artillery. In world news, Southeast Asian leaders begin summit amid a major power rivalries. In sports news, organizers say Tokyo Olympic athletes will not have to isolate for 14 days on arrival. The Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said the context of the government's budget policy to change the destructive social and economic path during the last 5 years. The Prime Minister said it is essential to move out of the present path to achieve economic independence. The Prime Minister was speaking today in Parliament during the second reading of the Appropriation Bill 2020. The Prime Minister Rajapaksa said an immense amount of work has been done this year amid many challenges. The main among them was providing jobs to 60,000 unemployed graduates who had been without jobs for many years. 40,000 jobs have been given under the program to provide employment to 100,000 poor families. The Prime Minister emphasized the aim of the government to provide 100,000 jobs to them before the end of this year. Minister Rohit Abhigunawardena says that the time has come to pay attention on new economic systems. He said that the country would be taken forward through various sectors. The government has obtained a mandate of 2/3. While taking part in the second reading of the Appropriation Bill 2020 in Parliament today, he said the government is honouring its commitments to the public. He further said that the government is successfully facing the COVID-19 pandemic. Expressing his views, MP Party Chambaranapaka said that the good governance government stabilized the state financial system. Opposition leader Harit Premadasa, while taking part in the debate, said it is not the policy of the opposition to criticize the government policies in foreign countries. He pointed out there was a time when the previous governments were criticized like that. He said the government should provide relief to the people to strengthen their livelihood. The Sri Lanka Army, in another milestone, formally raised its newest wing, the 15th Drone Regiment of Sri Lanka Artillery, this morning. The regiment was inaugurated during a brief ceremony at the Army headquarters headed by command of the Lieutenant General Shavindra Silva. The Army commander, symbolizing the formal raising of the 15th Drone Regiment, handed over a new drone to the Colonel Commandant of the Sri Lanka Artillery. The new 15th Drone Regiment in Sri Lanka Artillery is well equipped with high-tech cameras that enable operations within short and medium distances and quadcopters with observation cameras for surveillance purposes in military or non-military applications. The birth of the new 15th Drone Regiment, considering changing patterns in threat scenarios, would provide a tactical platform for operational-level surveillance, precision target acquisition, engagement, post-battle damage assessment capabilities, and assist in disaster mitigation and nation-building efforts. State Minister Sunil Premadasa says steps have been taken to cover the study program of the third term of all school students in the country from the 15th of this month. He mentioned this while attending the Torrington operation of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation today. Study programs of students from grade 3 to advanced examination are being recorded at present with the participation of competent teachers covering the syllabuses. The students will be able to follow them from their homes in all 7 days through the radio and television. A method has also been introduced to view the system online. State Minister Sil Premadatta said the system is in place for the students to get the study programs from their schools if they are unable to take part in the programs. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Buy anything you please with a People's Credit Card from selected outlets with zero interest.
Minister Bandulu Gunawarddena said that there are sufficient stocks of sugar in the country. He told the SLBC there will not be a shortage of sugar in the island. He said that legal action will be taken against traders who do not sell sugar according to the controlled price. Wholesale price of a kilogram of sugar is 80 rupees while the retail price is 85 rupees. The Chandrakalatna Sutra organised the temples island-wide by the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation will take place 6:30 p.m. today at the Divalapitiya Ulapala Sri Sugatavanarama Historic Temple. It will be broadcast of SLB's singular commercial service, the City FM, and through all its regional services. And that ends local news for now.
Buy anything you please with a People's Credit Card from selected outlets and pay it off within 36 months with zero interest. More details at www.peoplesbank.lk.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The Minister of Health said that 470 individuals who were previously diagnosed with COVID-19 have been discharged from medical care as they have completely recovered from the virus. This brings the total number of coronavirus recoveries reported in the country to 10,653. Sri Lanka's confirmed cases stands at 15,350. Epidemiological unit says 4,651 of them are still under medical care. Sri Lanka's coronavirus death toll has risen to 2 more deaths were confirmed by the Department of Government Information. Both patients had been receiving treatment at the Mullaria Hospital upon being diagnosed with COVID-19. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
On to Watchlight Southern Province Health Services Director Consultant Dr. Chandima Siritunga said 4 more rural hospitals in the Southern Province are set to function as COVID-19 patient treatment sanatoriums. He said a COVID-19 treatment bay with 100 beds at the Karamdeni Hospital has already commenced admission of patients. He added COVID infirmary with 250 hospitals at the Hikkadua Arachakanda Hospital and the Pandemic Treatment Station with 85 beds at the Valigam Regional Hospital are also ready to render pandemic health services. That was Watchlight. And on to world news. Southeast Asian leaders begin summit amid major power rivalries. And the International Atomic Energy says Iran's enriched uranium stockpile is 12 times the limit. TripAdvisor warns users over Thai hotel that legally pursued riverwar. Southeast Asian leaders kicked off a multilateral summit today expected to address tensions in South China Sea and tackle plans for a post-pandemic economic recovery in the region where the US-China rivalry has been rising. Vietnam's Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc said in his opening remarks at the 37th ASEAN Summit in Hanoi, Association of South Asian Nations has so far not been drawn into the maelstroms of those rivalries and challenges to the international multilateral system. A global watchdog says Iran now has more than 12 times the amount of enriched uranium permitted under 2015 nuclear deal with the world powers. International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA said Iran's stockpile of low-enriched uranium has reached 2,442.9 kilos this month. Iran insists its nuclear program is exclusively for peaceful purposes. The IAEA also said Iran's explanation for the presence of nuclear material at an undeclared site was not credible. TripAdvisor has warned about a Thai hotel that made a legal complaint against a customer for negative reviews, resulting in his arrest. Wesley Barnes, who's a US citizen, had posted several reviews which allegedly accused the Seaview Resort of modern-day slavery. He was subsequently detained and charged under Thailand's strict anti-defamation laws. He was later released after issuing a public apology. TripAdvisor had the last word by leaving a warning notice on the hotel's page. And back to the headlines of the world news. Southeast Asian leaders begin summit amid major power rivalries. International Atomic Energy Agency says Iran's enriched uranium stockpile is 12 times the limit. TripAdvisor warns users of a Thai hotel that allegedly the lead pursued reviewer. That was world news.
Development News is brought to you by...
My wife always sets a full lunch table, even if it's just the two of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neveyi.
Hella Clothing, a global apparel manufacturer with factories across Kenya, Ethiopia and Sri Lanka, has renewed its commitment to create equal opportunity in the workplace. As part of the She Works initiative, Hella will be extending its commitment in 6 specific areas to ensure the company is able to maximize the potential of its workforce while encouraging greater participation. These areas have been identified by the World Bank as being major impediments to women's participation in Sri Lanka's paid workforce. That was Development News.
When Tati bought a new family car, it wasn't just for the 4 of us.
It's a 10-seater van. Enough for friends and relatives too.
Mummy insisted on building an extra room in our new house.
Well, you never know who'll come to stay. We need more pillows too.
When I was studying late, Nangi would come by to help.
No, I don't know physics, but I do know you need a Munchie Super Cream Cracker.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others.
When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves.
Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neveyi.
And now to sports news. With Olympics, athletes arriving in Tokyo for next year's Olympic Games postponed from 2020 because of the coronavirus pandemic will be exempt from a 14-day isolation period Japan has imposed on anyone arriving from overseas help stop the virus spreading. Olympic organizers said today details still need to be worked out, but measures for athletes are likely to include coronavirus testing within 72 hours before arriving in Japan. But they warned decisions on spectators from overseas have yet to be made, saying a 40-day quarantine period was impossible. Formula One organizers said today that women-only W Series will link up with Formula One next season and beyond with 8 support races at the Grand Prix weekends. The series started up in 2019 but cancelled racing this year due to COVID-19 pandemic. No details were given about where the women's race would be, although they had been supported to support the Grand Prix in Mexico and United States this year. That was Sports News.
Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. NSV Wings. Reach out the high goals.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Colombo International Container Terminal has brought honor to the Port of Colombo by being adjudged the best container terminal in Asia in the under 4 million TEU category for a record 4th consecutive year. The winner of the coveted award was announced on the 9th of November 2020 Asian Freight, Logistics and Supply Chain Awards Gala in Hong Kong. Colombo International Container Terminals, which was managed by China Merchant Sport Group, beat 3 other shortlisted finalists in the category. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings. Reach out the high goals.
Economic News. Courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Prime Minister Finance Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said Sri Lanka repaid $4.2 billion in foreign debt, falling due and avoided sovereign default. He said government was able to stabilise the exchange rate, which was steadily depreciating then at around 185 rupees. The Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa told in Parliament today the government was able to service a foreign debt of 4,200 billion rupees, awaiting the country being declassified into a debt default status. That was economic news.
Hello, Puta, did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
On to the weather. Met Department says showers and thundershows will occur tomorrow afternoon in most parts of the island. Showers may occur at several places in the coastal areas of the northern and eastern provinces and Hambantota district during the morning tomorrow. Heavy showers about 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamu and central provinces and Gol and Matara districts. And back to the headlines of the news. The Prime Minister said the government's budget policy to change the destructive social and economic path during the last 5 years. Opposition leader points out it's not the policy of the opposition to criticize the government policies in foreign countries. Steps have been taken to cover study programs the third term of all school students in the country. Sri Lanka Army raised its newest wing, 15 Drone Regiment of the Sri Lanka Artillery. In world news, Southeast Asian leaders begin summit amid major power rivalries. Sports news, organisers say Tokyo Olympic athletes will not have to isolate for 14 days on arrival.